On Wednesday, June 12, 2024, the Lagos State House of Assembly commemorated Nigeria's 25 years of unbroken democracy with a grand celebration at the House of Assembly complex, Alausa, Ikeja. Democracy Day, a national public holiday in Nigeria, marks the restoration of democracy in 1999 and is celebrated on June 12. Initially observed on May 29, the date was changed by former President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, in 2018 to honor the democratic election of Moshood Abiola on June 12, 1993. This election, widely regarded as the freest and fairest in Nigeria's history, was annulled by General Ibrahim Babangida's government. The event attracted numerous dignitaries, including members of the Lagos State House of Assembly, the State Executive Council, the diplomatic community, and other prominent figures. Distinguished attendees included Dr. Claudiana Ibijoke Sanwo-Olu, First Lady of Lagos State, Right Honorable Mudashiru Ajayi Obasa, Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Honorable Mrs. Miranda Mojisola Lasbat, Deputy Speaker, Honorable Adams Nohim Babatunde, Majority Leader, Honorable Ademola Kasumu, Deputy Majority Leader, His Excellency Babatunde Raji Fashola, former Governor of Lagos and former Minister of Works and Housing, as the guest speaker, Otumba Femi Pedro, former Deputy Governor of Lagos State, Laurent Favier, Consul General, French Embassy, Lagos, as guest speaker, Wert Bonner, Consul General, German Consulate, Lagos, as guest speaker, Honorable Abike Dabiri Erewa, Chairman and CEO, Nigeria Diaspora Commission, guest speaker, Professor Ehosa Osage, Director General, Nigerian Institute of International Affairs, as a guest speaker, Cardinal James Odumbaku, Prince Bisi Olatilo, Chairman and CEO, Biskun Communication, Mr. Muda Yusuf, former Director General, Lagos Chamber of Commerce, as guest speaker, Chief Mrs. Nike Akonde, two-time Minister of Industry, Chief Samuel Adedoyin, founder Doyin Group, Pastor Cornelius Ojelabi, Chairman ABC Lagos Chapter, Mr. Femi Falana San, Dr. Ruben Abati, former Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity. The proceedings commenced with the national anthem, followed by a captivating performance by the Lagos State Council of Culture Dance Troupe. In his welcome address, Right Honorable Mudashiru Obasa emphasized the importance of celebrating and reflecting on the significance of Democracy Day. He highlighted the achievements of the Lagos State House of Assembly and the resilience of Nigeria's democracy despite various challenges.
We are gathered here today celebrating the silver jubilee of unbroken democracy in Nigeria, a milestone that is worthy of recognition and celebration. Since May 29, 1999, we have consistently upheld the principles of representation, accountability, and rule of law. We have ensured that power is transferred peacefully, that dissenting voices are heard, and our institutions remain strong and independent. Ladies and gentlemen, our democracy has endured despite challenges and setbacks. We have faced elections, protests, debates, and our commitment to democracy has remained unwavering. We have demonstrated that democracy is not a destination, but a journey.
Obasa paid tribute to the memory of MKO Abiola, Kudirat Abiola, and other heroes and heroines of modern democracy, including President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Tonight, we honor sacrifices of those who fought tooth and nail for democracy we enjoy today. We remember the likes of Chief MKO Abiola and his wife, Kudirat Abiola, who paid the ultimate price in the struggle for democratic governance. We remember the courage and resilience of those who stood firm in the face of oppression, who refused to be silenced, who fought for the freedom we enjoy today. People like Professor Wole Soyinka, Chief Gani Faweyimi, Chief Bolage, Chief Frank Kokori, His Excellency Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR.
The former governor of Lagos State, Babatunde Raji Fashola, delivered a speech on federalism, the quest for a perfect union, reiterating the need for legislators to create laws beneficial to Lagosians. Fashola discussed historical constitutional amendments that have fostered a more perfect union and urged lawmakers to recommit to this cause.
We tasted federalism, I believe, in 1954 with the Littleton Constitution, and since then, its appeal has been undeniable for us as a people. That's where we have stayed. And because of our multinational, multi-ethnic, and the diversity that exists in our nation, history has been very clear that a federal arrangement is perhaps the best suited arrangement in which diversity can thrive. So for me, history is not wrong, and there is no going back about that. And I then go on to say that there are things that have happened in terms of technology, in terms of innovation, that have changed our world. As those things change, our needs will change, our wants will change, and therefore we will continue to go back to our rule book, which is our constitution, to say, how can we improve things in order to make our life, and by extension, I argue, our federation and our union more perfect. It is, for a federal community like us, a call to nation building. And we must embrace that task with all our might. It is a noble way to celebrate the sacrifice and the memory of the martyrs of our democracy. So many people have died. I urge us to rededicate ourselves to the task in earnest, and to those who come after us, they will someday be able to look back and say, wow, these people did a lot for us.
Laurent Favier, Consul General of the French Embassy, offered insights on France's perspectives on Nigeria's democratic governance, commending Nigeria's progress and freedom of speech as dividends of democracy.
I would like to rejoice with Nigerians at how far they have come, and with them to express my hopes for the future as I reflect on what democracy has been in Nigeria. Over 64 years of independence, democracy has certainly been put to the test, as Nigeria was led by military regimes for nearly 30 years. The First Republic lasted 6 years, the second 4 years and 3 months, while the Third Republic ended before it ever began, as the military ruler annulled the June 1993 presidential elections. 1999 marked a turning point, while the transition from military to civilian rule and the beginning of the Fourth Republic, which turned out to become the longest period of democracy in Nigeria's political history. Coming from France, a country that proudly remembers those who helped build its institutions, its successive constitutions, the sacrifices made to protect them from authoritarian, I can only appreciate that in Nigeria today, people do not forget those who have paid the price, the ultimate price to fight for democracy and human rights. But all those as well who have had the courage and the wisdom to work towards a democratic transition.
Wyatt Bonner from the German consulate highlighted similarities between Nigerian and German democracies in various areas.
There is actually, this year in 2024, an interesting parallel between Nigeria and Germany. You are celebrating now 25 years of democracy. We are celebrating right now 75 years of democracy under the basic law, as we call our constitution, that was set up in 1949 after the horrors of the Nazi regime and the Second World War. So it's a clear parallel. Currently, only last month, on the 23rd of May, we had a big festival of democracy in Germany on this occasion of 75 years of basic law. But As we all know, democracy is not something that you just install and then leave it as it is. It doesn't work like that. All of us, whether in Germany or Nigeria or other democratic countries, we have to fight for democracy every day. And I can assure you, and that's also the feeling in Europe, in the near future, we may even have to fight more for democracy because many countries and many tendencies in some areas of the world are not in favor of democratic structures.
Honorable Abike Dabiri Erowa addressed the role of women in nation building, urging greater female participation in governance.
Now, talking about women in nation building and in the last 25 years of democracy, I'll be very brief. As women, first and foremost, who are we? What are our characteristics as women? I was in UN Beijing conference, and women, we are the heartbeat of the family. And the family, of course, is the cornerstone of the society. So we are the cornerstone of creativity, determination, and peace. And in particular, the Nigerian woman is described as brilliant, intelligent, hardworking, beautiful, has a lot of energy, and we are the best anywhere in the world. Nigerian women. You have to be intentional about supporting women. It's not just about collecting free form. You have to be intentional. Give us a level playing field. We have women that are qualified, educated, and if you say any position, we have women that can fill those positions anywhere in this Nigeria. So we are holding you responsible today. Come 2027, we want 70%.
Other notable speakers include Ugo Boni, Consul General, Italian Consulate, Johnny Baxter, British Deputy High Commissioner, Lagos, Mr. Debo Adeniran, Chairman, CACOL, and Professor Eosa Osage, who spoke on Nigeria's foreign policy in a democracy.
The entry point here would be the fact that Nigeria's re-democratization came as part of a global movement. That in fact, there was democracy's third wave, which in the 1980s and 1990s was something very, very high on the global agenda. So the world supported Nigeria to become a democracy again. And therefore, the world will take an interest in whatever happens in Nigeria. So that made democracy an integral part of our foreign policy. I'm glad to announce to you that Nigeria has a new identity. We are Africa's biggest democracy. And that confers on Nigeria the leadership that the world expects from this part of our continent and West Africa. So it's not for nothing that Nigeria's credible role as Africa's biggest democracy has led us into the kinds of movements we've had in ECOWAS and the kinds of movements we've had in the AU and in the United Nations. Now, the world is here to support us also for a second reason. Nigeria is Africa's biggest economy. And that means that the world identifies that, acknowledges it, and again must support Nigeria.
The grand event concluded with a heartfelt vote of thanks by Right Honorable Mudashiru Obasa.
And we thank each one of you, starting from the first person to the last person. And I want to say thank you to those who have left, and particularly from our friends. We thank you, sirs. We thank you, we thank you, we cannot thank you enough. All you have done today is to remind the legislators, the representatives of people in Lagos State House of Assembly that we have a load of work to do. Looking at it from foreign perspective, looking at it from economic perspective, looking at it from political perspective, and generally from political perspective, that we have a lot to do to represent our people, protect their interests, and make sure their rights are well protected. And all this we want to assure you, we will continue to do. We will do it in such manner that our people will continue to support our great party.
Followed by a cutting of the cake, a meticulous photo session, and the exchange of pleasantries.